a high court ruled that Achimota School should allow them back into the institution. They should not be discriminated against on the basis of their religion. And this isn't something that we even thought we would be discussing in the 21st century, that Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana will be discriminating against a black boy because of his religion or his way of just, expressing his religion through his hair. Fortunately or unfortunately, the school has responded. So we're going to show you what the school said. The minute we pull up that release, we'll give it to you so that you read it at home yourself. But they're pretty much saying that they don't agree with it and they are going to go back and appeal. So we'll show you that on your screens right now when my producers are ready to show you. So the release is the Board of Governors, Achimota School.
Yeah, so
as you see, they're reacting to the Achimota School Governing Board to the High Court ruling on admission of Rastafarian students.
Yeah, so it says here that the governing board of Achimota School was represented in court yesterday, 31st of May 2021, and has learned of the outcome of the case brought against it by two persons who had earlier applied to be admitted to the school. The court ruled that the religious rights of the two applicants had been violated by the school management as they sought to enforce the time-tested and well-known rules of the school. The court further directed the school to admit the two applicants. The school board disagrees with the ruling of the court. The school board has therefore directed its lawyers to appeal against the ruling. Signed, the chairman of the board. So this is the release that we have.
Yeah, and we have two guests in studio with us, Tyrone and his dad, Terrio. Good morning. I must say I'm a big fan of yours, Tyrone, so it's really nice to finally meet you. How are you both doing?
We're good.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, too.
Terry, I have to start with you. As a father of a bright young man, how has this entire thing been like for you?
Well, it's been very stressy, And sometimes you really feel it's so sad that something like this should happen in these times of our life, But I just take it as part of life. And one of the things that I have to, sometimes happen in life, because I always used to say, if there's no gold in you, God will not let his fire burn you. So this is just something that we just have to put up with.
Was there any point in time, has there been any point in time where you felt like, you know what, let's just move on and go, go find another school, let them go somewhere else and just forget about all of this?
Well, it has occurred to me many times, But then I thought, why should that be? Because this is something that has been happening many years before, many times before. And if we should just walk away like that, then it means they're going to take liberties and do it to other people, And I think other people would have tried to do something, but the odds were not in their favor. And so because we just didn't have to, we didn't have to do anything. It just sprang up like some bushfire, And this is what made me think that I think it is our time. It is we that have to try to stand up,
Tyrone, what did you have in mind when you were applying to Achimota School? What were your perception of the school, and how has it changed over these past couple of months, if it's changed at all?
Yeah, my perception about the school, I did a little research about the school, and it says the school is amongst the prestigious in Ghana, and it's been a place where a lot of presidential people have been and have been educated. So considering their profile, I thought maybe I should just apply into one of the schools. So that was one of my main idea of going into the school. Yeah.
And when you won the case 2 days ago, you tweeted about it.
Yes.
Did you expect the school to respond in the way that it has?
Well, I knew they could try something like this, because accepting defeat. Anyway, I think if we had also lost, maybe we would have tried something though. So I think I was somewhat expecting, only it came somewhat earlier, because we were in the heat of the moment, having won a court case after so much time. So yeah, that's how it works.
How stressful has it been? I mean, I can't imagine being your age
Yeah.
and having to deal with all of this.
Well, it's stressful actually because the ups and the downs, considering looking at your friends going to school, coming back during vacation, and I am in and out of court, and, you know, hoping of what's going to happen. Like the last time when we went to court, right in there, I was thinking about so many things. But considering what I was supposed to be thinking at that point in time, because if I had been in school, I would be probably solving something. But right now, I'm just hoping about the outcomes of the case.
Terrio,
Yes, sir.
so now this is the response we have from
Yeah.
them. They want to appeal the
Yeah.
court's decision.
Right.
Are you still holding out on hope?
Yeah, absolutely, because I've also just had something to read
Okay.
that the GES director
Yeah.
has said Achimota cannot just appeal. So yeah, so I think it's not going to be that easy, you know. But before any mighty falls, I think they struggled, you know. So I thought it would have been, well, I'm not saying the Achimota, they're not smart, but it would have been smarter if they had just said, okay, let the kids come. Because in the beginning, they had no idea who these guys were. But now they've listened to interviews. At least they should know with which kids they're dealing with. And but they're still refusing, you know.
Eventually, when they go into the school, because I believe that that's the direction it's going to go eventually, are you not concerned about, you know, so much rancor and acrimony has gone on? You know, it's protagonists in court,
Yeah.
right? And then one side loses, and the side that loses is supposed to host the side that wins. You know, are you not worried about what will happen?
Well, I'm a little bit worried about that, you know. And I've always been saying you cannot leave your word to your enemy, you know, in inverted
No,
commas.
that is your
Yeah.
enemy.
Yeah,
obviously.
this is
And
what
he's-
I mean.
And Tyrone
Yeah.
is strong. I
So-
think he can defend himself. If you can go against the whole school, what's the
Yeah. But the whole world is watching. So I don't think they're going to try anything
Yeah.
that will tarnish their image more.
Then they've already done.
Yeah, than because the damage has been done, and I don't think they have to, you know.
Yeah.
But you're making history right now, whether we know it or not. At what point did you realize that you're not only doing this for Tyrone, and Tyrone, you're not only doing this for yourself, but all the millions of young men out there who are going to apply to a school like Achimota one day and be able to not go through the struggles that you're going through right now?
Well, my AKA is awareness. I'm a musician.
Oh.
Okay.
And I have songs that I posted, and everybody thought I released this song because of the case. The title is Oppression Shall End, Love Shall Win, and Love Shall Rule.
We will let you perform that for us here. We will.
You know?
Tell you, since you're
And I
here.
also have a track that
Okay.
awareness has taken over.
Wow.
And this is years back that I wrote this, you know. So this thinking of struggling and fighting and being the mouthpiece of the, like I always say, I'm the voice of the silence, you know. So it's been there already, so it wasn't that hard, or it didn't take me that long to decide that, okay, we're going to take them by the horn, you know.
Yeah.
Tyrone, where do you get your strength from? Because even us as adults, we'll be dealing with doubts. We'll have maybe our friends say, just
Yeah.
cut your hair. It's not a big deal. We've all done it. Just conform. Where have you been able to find the strength to continue going?
Okay, thing is, I don't take inspiration from just anyone because sometimes when you listen to their comments, you may break down. So I don't listen to, sometimes I don't read the comments on social media because sometimes I'm a bit worried. Because if I'm looking for a source of like doubts and things like that, I may get it over there. And secondly, there's this feature about the truth which I admire. It's rigid, you can't change it. So as long as the truth is rigid and you can't change it, it means as long as we are true, we should just focus and work on it.
Terrio, where do we go from here? how do we get our institutions to not focus on discriminating against students on the basis of their religion or their nationality or their hair, to wanting a student who can articulate himself the way that Tyrone is doing is so brilliant and can actually be of value to the student community, and getting to a point where we embrace inclusivity?
Well, yesterday I listened to one guy, I don't know who that man is, but I think it's somebody that many people know, and he was claiming that these schools were set up by institutions like the churches, and he was all the while about the churches and the Presbyterian and the churches, and then he also said the Ahmadiyas. And then I thought, well, then maybe they want us to get Rasta schools, which is, for me, it might not be, it will not be right, because if I'm a Muslim or a Christian or whatever religion I belong to, I think I have to go to any institution, because like you said, he's a quality student.
I would want my child to be in the same classroom with him.
He's a quality student. And the moral of Achimota and education is that we need brilliant people, because in today's world, we need smart heads.
Yeah.
And this is where we have one chap like that. And Almighty Achimota said, no, we don't want him. And so what is it then all about? Is it about trying to demonstrate self-power, or I don't know what this should be, So what I'm thinking is they should try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because if you're dealing with kids, for instance, I've not studied that or learned that personally, but I can read people, because I've been with people. Like I said, I'm a musician. I've interacted with so many people. Sometimes I would sit and say, the next line will be this and that. And then they say the same thing. So as schools, normally they should be able to study kids and stuff, so that they would rather help the kids and not try to show their power on the kids.
Thank you. We really appreciate you coming through. Tyrone, we wish you well. We wish you all the best. Of course, Ohineba as well. And we wish all of you well. And I do believe that the Achimota School needs to do the right thing. Okay. At this point, we spend too much time arguing, protecting turfs and trying to protect your ground, and arguing about things that, honestly, in yourself, in your hearts, you shouldn't be arguing about these things. Not at this time, not in 2021. All right, we need to do better than that.
And the school should really be serving the interest of the students.
Exactly.
Tyrone should be the priority here. So that's all I have to say. And I hope that out of all of this, perhaps a book, your dad is a musician, but maybe you can also write a book to inspire all the young people out there. You should write a book, because there are so many young people who are discriminated against, even outside Ghana. And not everyone will have a dad like this to really support them the way your dad has. So we hope something positive comes out of this, and you're going to go on to do great things and show the entire world that no one deserves to be discriminated against, and we should embrace diversity. So thank you.
And when he was young, this is one thing.
Yes.
It's our family secret. He used to speak some language. When people sleep and they talk, normally you speak
gibberish,
in your mother tongue or something.
Yeah.
But he speaks in some kind of language. We've always tried to
figure out what it was.
To try to record it and find out what language that is, because I know there are dead language, they call it, that was spoken for 1,000 years and stuff.
Interesting.
But you try to find out what that is. He's speaking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
After all this drama, you're going to come back and perform for us.
I brought the secret out now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you too for watching. We're going to come back to you just after this break. Don't go anywhere.